When Republicans have power, they use that power like a wine snob looks at alcohol. When Democrats have power, they use their power the way an alcoholic looks at alcohol.
That's true.
Deep thoughts.
Deep thoughts by Toddler. Welcome to the 2A Roundtable. My name is Josh.
I'm Michele.
I'm Derek.
I'm Todd, longtime listener, first-time caller.
And we talked to you about a slew of gun issues. There we go.
A slew, a plethora.
A plethora.
Well,
Oodles.
we'll see by the end of this how much we get through.
So today, Todd's going to take over most of this, but we get to go. You know, the Supreme Court decided that potheads can have guns.
Oh, he put it that way.
I did put it that way because they don't want to take up an assault weapon case, but obviously marijuana was more important. So United States versus Hamani. Sure.
Many.
Found that the federal unlawful user firearm ban to the occasional or regular marijuana user violates the Second Amendment. But we're going to go pass that over to Toddler because he knows a lot about this apparently. Not first time. I don't know what kind of user actually. He's got all the printouts. That's where I was going with that.
Yeah, I've got.
You know what? Go look for the Gun Guru video on this topic. I'm sure it's going to come out.
He has a
I have not done one on it yet.
Yeah, well, it's because
damn. Lucky you.
So, Eric, you going to do a video on this separately too? Probably.
Yeah, well,
I'm not.
9-0 is rare in the court, so it has to be
And
spoken
then the
for.
Democrats just said that you can
Yes.
have guns if you're a pothead.
Yeah, I mean,
Occasional marijuana user, not pothead.
Can you define occasional?
they really didn't define it.
Ah, okay.
So here's the deal. So Ali was a dual citizen of the United States and Pakistan, but he was born in Texas. Okay. He spent most of his life in the Dallas area, and he lived with his parents. He was working a stable job. The government, unfortunately, suspected him and his family members of terrorist-related activities. So the government, they conducted a search of the family home back in 2022. Throughout the process, he was very cooperative. He surrendered his gun that he kept in the house.
So he just had one?
Legally owned.
Was the Glock?
Probably. He pointed to some marijuana that was also on the property to the agents. And
On the property?
On the property. He consented to an interview during everything.
That might have been the first problem.
He admitted that he used marijuana every other day or so. And more than 6 months after the search, and relying solely on Hamani's admitted use of marijuana, the United States government came back to prosecute him under 18 U.S.C. 922G for knowingly possessing a gun in his home while being an unlawful user of a controlled substance. Ali moved to dismiss the indictment, arguing that the government's efforts to enforce 922G against him violated his Second Amendment rights, and it worked its way all the way up to the Supreme Court.
I just have one thing I want to add or clarify because I'm curious. When it says controlled substance, and it's illegal, how is that controlled?
It doesn't have to be illegal. It doesn't say.
But how is it controlled? Is usually when you go to the pharmacy, you're getting a prescription.
Well, that would be a
stuff.
controlled
And
substance.
abusing that is still a violation. That's what the U.S. government was arguing, and the judges basically said no.
Okay.
Because at what point does it become a problem?
Or controlled.
Right?
Or is this person a violent person?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
While they're
So some of
using
the things they tried to argue using, because we have to go back to Bruin with the history, text, and tradition. And the U.S. government said, hey, there is a history of this, and we have the text. And one of the bigger arguments was being a drunkard.
Well, let's read the question that's in the violation here. I got the 4473 pulled up. So question F of 21 is, are you an unlawful user or addicted to marijuana or any depressant, stimulant, narcotic drug, or any other controlled substance? Warning. The use or possession of marijuana remains unlawful under federal law, regardless of whether it has been legalized or decriminalized for medical or recreational purposes in the state you reside.
Right. And they addressed that.
Because they just made a change
They
to that
addressed
recently.
some of it. So Gorsuch, who led the way, his packet is the thickest, right?
Thick packet. Got it.
Well, he said buku. All right, so what he said is Hamany's use of marijuana a few times a week, the fact alone, the government says, means he is automatically banned from possessing a firearm under federal law. So they clumped him into a category. And they said, because we put you in this category, you get no rights anymore.
Right.
Which is the Supreme Court saying, no, you can't just clump people into a category arbitrarily. All right. It said, Ali admitted to owning a gun despite this ban. The government now seeks to prosecute him, imprison him for up to 15 years, and disarm him for life. The case posed the question whether the government's prosecution of Mr. Hamany is consistent with the Second Amendment. And then he goes on to explain his whole thing with that.
Is this not the same thing that they got Hunter Biden on?
Yeah, Hunter
Yes.
Biden was arguing the same
Because
position.
it was cocaine or something.
Right, but the way it was
Crack.
worded is, are you a current user? And my interpretation, it's up to interpretation, is you can shoot heroin on Tuesday, be clean and sober on Wednesday, buy your gun, I'm not currently using, Thursday, go get high as a kite again. But when I bought the gun, I was not currently using.
Sounds like Todd's has a plan here.
No, I'm just
Maybe
saying. I
we
mean, that's,
should
No,
drug test Todd.
that was the argument for Hunter Biden. When he purchased the gun,
He said he was clean.
good to go. Because the other dilemma we run into is if you're an alcoholic, full-blown, raging alcoholic, and you find, I don't know, Jesus or Gaia or whatever you find, your spirit
Higher power.
animal, but you go through the 12-step program. Are you not always an alcoholic? Once an alkie, always an alkie. So when you read that, it asks, are you addicted? Well, as an alcoholic, you would say, yes, I am addicted to alcohol. That is why I don't drink. And I've been clean and sober for X amount of years or whatever it is. But still, if they answered it appropriately, would they not be banned from purchasing a gun? Because alcohol is a depressant, and they are addicted to it.
Then you get into
I think it's up to subjective
what
No,
happens.
interpretation.
No,
Not be
he's correct.
subjective. It's black and white, sir.
Correct.
That's what it must
Sir.
be.
No, he's right though, because that goes into the argument of, is it a disease or is it a will?
Right.
And there is an argument out there, whether it be drugs, whether it be alcohol, is that an actual disease? And do you have to treat it as a disease, or do you treat it as a behavior? And there's two different sides of that. So this is a hard, I can see where some people would take, be a hard pass on all of it, and other people would have more of an open mind as to why and what and how.
I'm just going to put out there that if you walk in a lock and load firearm smelling like pot, I'm not selling you anything.
No,
No, and that's
that's
fair.
your prerogative.
That's
if
fair.
they come in, they could be totally drug free, but if they're just acting weird as hell, you can deny them service.
Absolutely.
Or drunk or high or
It doesn't
whatever.
matter. You have no obligation to sell them said product.
Right.
However, if they came in and they said, yeah, I've been clean and sober for 10 years. I do the 12 steps because, I threw my life away. I was a raging alcoholic for a long time. I was living on, the streets.
Are you going to sell him a gun?
He did.
Here's the questions.
He
You
fixed
answer your
his
questions.
life.
I
Right.
can't help you on your questions.
Exactly. But if he's like, well, I found Jesus and I want to be honest, yes, I am an alcoholic. I will always be an alcoholic. I am addicted to alcohol, which is a depressant. I must mark yes. You're like, cool, bro. You're not getting a gun.
Correct.
So just because you did a boo-boo in the past, fixed your life, found Jesus or whatever you found.
Okay, in this scenario that you're going with, that's cool. This guy,
Yeah, but
No, but the
who's
U.S.
to
government
say-
was arguing you don't get your rights back ever for any reason
correct.
at all.
And he's not saying he's even addicted to it. He just smoked
using
pot.
He
it
just goes,
every
yeah, I
other
smoke
day.
weed every now and then because it's not illegal in Texas.
Correct.
Just like it's not illegal in Connecticut and the vast majority of other states because nobody cares. And they addressed it with some of their writings. So Thomas came out and he said that he's writing separately to call attention to another issue. As a matter of both original meaning and the court's precedent of 922G, it appears to exceed Congress's enumerated powers to regulate interstate commerce, which is what that law does. The statute makes it a federal crime for unlawful drug users to possess any firearm or ammunition in or affecting commerce. 18 U.S.C. 922G, under the prevailing interpretation, the government can secure a conviction of unlawful firearm purpose if the firearm possessed by the drug user had previously traveled in interstate commerce, which it never did, and there was no evidence that it ever did. So Thomas is like, what you're trying to charge him with and go after him with isn't even, he didn't do anything wrong.
It's not that charge. Wrong charge, dude.
And, yeah, they tried to argue it. It fell apart. And then the liberals came out and they wrote their own. So this is Jackson and Sotomayor. They referred to Bruin and the Rahimi case. They're writing separately to emphasize the means and the scrutiny the approach the court applies before adopting Bruin's history and tradition metric of the FER's more rational way of assessing constitutionality of firearm regulations. So they had to look at what a drunkard was. And they went all the way back. And based on what they saw and what they kind of came up with, they said that the means and scrutiny assessment does not give the government policy judgments of the legislator of your old-timey language. And it does not give the government a blank check that allows the government to trample your constitutional rights at any point when they want to. Good. Because they can.
Good.
So that's a synopsis of theirs. And then Alito and Kagan, who don't usually see eye to eye
no.
at all, they said we agree with the court and the historical analogs, and they are not relevantly similar in any way, shape, and form. So their big thing was you have old-timey laws, and then we have modern laws. Now, if you're getting charged with a modern law, and it's kind of the same as what the old-timey law was, we just kind of revamp it, then it's okay. But what they were doing is trying to use a modern law that has nothing to do with the old law. They're not even the same. And they just tried to put it together, and they're like, well, in our opinion. And the court was like, we don't care about your opinion. This is just it. It's either the same and just revamped with new language, but there's no relevance. And that's where they really broke apart the whole drunkard thing.
So did this escalate because it was a federal arrest? Because you said they were...
So they were investigating him and his family over terrorist ties.
So that's got to be like
and there
FBI?
there was no evidence of it.
Well, and then they were also trying to tie in the cross.
Yeah, but who arrested them? Was it like the FBI?
The charges don't say.
Would assume so.
I would assume it's the FBI.
It has
some three-letter agency.
It had to. ATF, my guess, is because it had they dropped the terrorist stuff, came back on the federal 4473 answering.
Yeah, so
it had to be on a federal.
They
level.
charged him.
I feel like the moral of the story is don't volunteer information to law enforcement.
So they charged him, and the whole argument, the whole thing was about habitual drunkard standards from the past. That was their argument today, and that's not what it meant.
No, if he has a job and he's an upstanding citizen, but partakes, a few times a week, I mean, that's a whole different story than just an addict that has no home.
Right.
Has
so
no
Alito
function.
and Kagan, they wrote a whole bunch of stuff, and they said, in the opinion of the court, SCOTUS, habitual drunkard laws that the government is citing does not allow officials to disarm those who are regularly using intoxicants or even those who sometimes use to excess. These laws were threatened to disarm only those whose use of intoxicants rendered them practically incapable or incapacitated of managing their own affairs. That's what it meant.
So the one who drinks from sunup to sundown.
Right, because if you go back in the day, right, our founding fathers, they didn't drink water.
No, they drank
mead, alcohol.
Yep.
They drank all the time, every day, all day. Everybody drank. Okay, I'm sure they all got drunk. I mean, if you ever look at...
Well, the kids had milk.
But the founding fathers threw a party once, and if you see the receipt of what they drank, you're like, oh my God.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure they were all trashed. But that's fine. It's not an everyday occurrence. They said the drunkard laws were for those that sun up to sundown drank and could not. They didn't have a house. They had no job.
Frank Gallagher from Shameless. Got it.
Yes.
Yes.
They were just...
That would be him.
They were useless people.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
These are the people that had to be put into the custody of like family members to keep them out of trouble, to save honor, etc. They also cited other laws that were actually designed to force the good citizenry to get off their ass and get a job, which the government says, well, he had a job. It was a good job. It was a steady job. He just likes to partake in the devil's lettuce. So SCOTUS came out and basically said the jazz cabbage is off the table.
All right. All right.
So-
So
All right, next topic.
now, well, the
Go.
thing is now is obviously the 4473 needs to be revamped. So we'll have to see
Well,
what
let's
happens
talk
with
about the
that.
4473 because right now, isn't there? Can't you submit testimony or something because they are trying to revamp this?
Yes.
Yes.
The Supreme Court did go on to say that they're not saying the drug users can get guns. They're
Right.
just saying we have to use the proper laws to remove rights. And what the government was doing in this case was wrong. And they did quote that since weed is, well, it's everywhere, it's ubiquitous, and even
This is
agencies,
in common use.
it is in common use. Agencies aren't even like prosecuting people anymore
Right.
for
Even where it's still
certain
illegal,
amounts of weed.
right?
They're like, that's kind of a moot point because they do to address alcohol, nicotine, Benadryl. You start pounding Benadryl because, you've got problems with allergies. Benadryl is technically a controlled substance. It is a depressant. And if you take it on the regular,
Well, that's if you look at the way that he just read off the 4473, it can be very
ambiguous.
Ambiguous.
Yes, thank you. And it's up to interpretation of what somebody would. I mean, you and I might read that differently. You'd read something, and then I'd read
Well,
something.
they do
and
it
go,
all
"No,
the
that's fine,
time.
That's not.
Yeah.
When they read question 21A, right? Which is are you the actual buyer of the gun, right?
Yeah.
That's what the question should say, but that's not what the question says. So they interpret that incorrectly. They interpret B incorrectly all the time.
Well, I
The
think they do it on
easiest one
purpose.
is, are you a fugitive from justice? You know who got that wrong? Waterbury cop.
No,
Yeah, he got denied.
reading is sometimes hard.
Yeah, and
Waterbury.
once you mark it, you hit submit. It's not like you're like, oh, I screwed it up. They go back and fix it. No.
Oh.
The paper
You're
copies
done.
you had more leeway on when you would do it by hand.
Yeah.
But anything electronic. Excuse me.
No.
Nope.
Once they did that and they signed it, that was their form on the paper copies.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to just.
I mean, that's why you got to read.
Well,
the,
no, you
The
don't.
questions really.
We have an electronic system, so you fuck up.
The questions need to be
Worded better. Like,
Oh
are
my
you a
God.
fugitive from justice?
But it's done on
Simple
purpose.
question.
No, I know. It's done on purpose.
Yeah,
They
of course
purposely
it is.
write
It's
this
the
so that
government.
people get tripped up.
Yeah.
And there's no reason, any of those questions, there is no reason to have it be a little paragraph. Just ask the question with a yes or a no.
Here's the thing, though, is none of the forms take into account spousal privileges or ones if you want to buy your kid a little 22 Henry for Christmas.
There is actually, it
Yeah,
asks
but
if it's a
technically
gift.
you are buying the gun you're buying it for
No,
yourself, but
you're-
your kid's going to use it.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. But
You know,
if you're standing there and you're like, oh, yeah, they're like, why are you buying a child's lever action Henry? You're like, oh, it's a Christmas present for my kid. Well, okay. Josh would be like, oh, that's cool. Some other FFL could be like, that's a straw purchase.
And if they say that FFL's fucking idiot.
But
Okay.
letter of the law, when you're checking
You come
off-
in and you say, yeah, I'm buying this for my friend Bob over here. No.
Now we might
No,
have an
that's a
issue.
problem.
I'm buying this for my 5-year-old to teach him how to shoot. Okay.
Okay, but if someone came in here like, I'm buying this gun to keep in the house for my wife to use for home defense,
That's still not.
That's
as long as she's. So it's still okay.
Yeah.
Technically, it's okay by
that's
the
what
letter
I'm
of the law.
saying, spousal privilege.
But because the straw purchase is for a person who cannot possess a firearm. Now, in Connecticut, we do normally take that a step further. If Bob is coming in and buying a gun for Susan, his wife, you're not sort of supposed to do that, right? Because the gun is supposed to be
You're
on
not
their
permitted.
permit,
Right.
Correct.
right? But if you don't tell me that, there's no way for me to know that.
Right.
If you want to rock a pink Glock, who am I to say anything?
Right.
It's 2026.
Oh, I have sold some really pretty colors to some gentlemen
But,
that I
yeah.
know they were buying them for
Oh,
them.
they rock 'em.
loved the color.
Because here's the dilemma. Okay, we'll just use you and Matt.
Why?
If Matt has
Why?
a gun, if
Uh-oh.
Matt has a gun,
Yes.
but
Not
you
a Glock.
but you prefer that firearm,
Yes.
okay, it fits your hand better,
Yes.
but it's in his name.
Yes.
Could you legally carry it?
Yes.
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 With permission from Matt, yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
As long as he
it's
doesn't
the
call and
spousal
say I
privilege.
stole it, because that might be a problem.
Well, that's
Yeah.
different.
So
but
would
if
you
he's like,
buy-
hey, You know, he could literally walk in, be buying a gun. Clearly, it's not for him. It doesn't fit his hand, whatever. It could be maybe a birthday present for you.
Just don't tell the FFL.
I understand that. But some FFLs you walk into, they don't have a problem with that. They're like, oh, that's cool, whatever.
Who am I to judge
And
what
then
they're buying?
other FFLs will be like, no, that's a straw purchase. It's like, yeah, it's for my spouse. It's not a straw purchase. It doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter. It's just who fills out the paperwork.
Correct. And at the end of the day, and that comes down like, that's another iffy topic with certain stores is they were trying to figure out, you know, if a husband and wife come in, the wife wanted to pay. Now it's the same bank account. Okay. Most of them, they have this, both their names on it, but he was going to put the gun in his name. They would say, no, you can't do that. He's got to hand the card over. And I'm like, that's stupid.
Some FFLs will do that. Other FFLs like, yeah, oh yeah, my wife's putting it in her name, blah, blah, blah.
By ATF standards,
while
it's
she's
who
doing that,
fills
I'll
out
pay
the
for it.
paperwork. That's all that matters. Joe Schmo I can be in the gun store tomorrow and I find this man that decides he needs to buy me whatever gun I want. I go, thank you very much. He can pay for it as long as I am doing the paperwork. That's all that matters per ATF.
Gift certificates work fine.
Yes, or someone comes and just pays it and you put it in the back.
Never done that before.
And then person comes in and fills out the paperwork. But even if Matt filled all the paperwork, it's Matt's gun, technically Michele can still carry it.
I can loan it to Josh.
Yeah.
As long as I have permission, which again goes back to careful who you say yes to or who you borrow a gun from, because say they get pissed off at you for some reason and they decide to claim that it was stolen. Now Josh is screwed.
Right.
So you have to be very careful how you do that, but legally
I don't
you
let
can.
people borrow my guns.
Well, that's the thing.
But
I mean,
I'm just
unless they're an FFL, because then you just log it.
But
Like
that- but
Patriot
that's the thing,
Holsters.
like-
Michele comes in. I got this. Can I borrow that? No,
a lot.
a lot. It
Now,
happens
and he's
so
getting
often.
really pissy about it, and I don't understand why.
She keeps going more and more expensive. It's not like it's a little fucking SD9 or something.
I'm
here.
not shooting it.
It's a 2011.
for me, I'm not
shooting
lending
it.
my guns out to anybody. I don't give a crap who you are. I mean,
I give
spouse is different.
my husband and I, but we don't ever buy something for the other one or do that kind of stuff. It just so happens that sometimes he'll buy stuff and I decide I like it. So then I'm like, okay. And then he started doing that with my guns, and I wasn't really okay with that at first because it was like, wait, those are mine. But now he'll be walking around. I'm like, are you carrying one
But
of mine?
it doesn't work on all guns because if it's an NFA item,
Correct.
you can only do it once. That's why I'm glad they're changing that or looking to change that where you could add.
Somebody on.
Yeah, because it makes sense. I
Can
mean,
you just put the NFA item into a trust though,
you could.
and then you have your trustees?
Then you could put, you throw your kids in the trust, and then when you pass, they just take you out of the trust, and they can put their children in the trust. But if you just have your NFA item outright,
With no trust.
it's just yours.
Right. And I've heard things back and forth on the trust. So it really depends on your personal situation and what's going on. Like some people, I get customers that go, I hear a trust is the way to go. I need a trust. And it's like, well, it depends on your situation. Do you need a
But
trust?
the point is, I can't, if Mrs. Guru wanted to go to the gun range and she just wanted to take one of the
Correct.
SBRs, she can't just take it and bebop down to the range and shoot it.
No.
No. Got to be with
That
me.
one is yours.
That's mine.
Only yours.
Yeah, because there's only one room for one name. Versus,
Right.
it would
Correct.
make sense if when you do Form 1 something or Form 4 something,
100%.
we're spouses, boom. The only problem you'd run into at that point would be divorce.
Yes. But there's
Well, there's where
always
the
a way.
trust comes back into play. Because then there's an intrinsic value.
Well,
Anyways, Derek, what do you got?
What do I got? We could definitely what happened or what was stopped at the UFC event at the White House. We had a collection of 23 plus people who decided that they were going to cause a mass shooting event.
Oh, not just that. They had drones.
They had drones with explosives that they were going to create a situation.
I feel like I've only saw this on TikTok, to be honest. I feel like this should have been a bigger story than.
yeah, it hasn't been main. It hasn't
I've
been
seen-
like
Well,
all
do you know
over.
what the problem is that these people clearly have leftist ideologies. And that's the reason why this is not being spoken of.
Oh, and the
any
leader of
degree.
the group was an illegal.
Yeah, one of them was
And
illegal.
Michele, you know who dimed him out? His mom.
Mom.
Mom's like, yo, you're acting kind of sketch.
But, this thing was definitely
Will that make
It was,
her illegal?
Huh?
well
That'd make her
planned out.
illegal.
I don't know.
Drones
She's
with
illegal.
explosives into buildings, then when they start to evacuate, they're supposed to evacuate to a specific spot.
Yeah.
They were going to set up sniper nests in the area to pick people off as they were coming, heading to it.
If they lean that way, how did they learn all that stuff? Usually they're dumb. Like usually that's not their forte.
But usually, you can find out anything on YouTube.
I guess there's a will,
I
there's a
know.
way.
There's this guy called Gun Guru.
Are you teaching?
I don't
how
talk
to
about
do-
how to do stuff
I
like
was going
that.
to say sniper nests, dude.
Yeah,
Stay that off.
He likes his little dogs.
But as
Yeah,
a
so
as a social commentary, I will say this. This whole, the left is making a huge deal about this one fighter making this one comment about Michelle Obama being a man. And I'm saying you are in no moral position whatsoever to demand anything when it comes to the situations like this.
Oh, with what they've said about any of them.
You said nothing about all the people cheering on Charlie Kirk being murdered.
Yep.
You said nothing about, you actually said nothing when Trump almost got shot.
Well, they ripped apart Melania, too.
And
They just keep
it just
pulling
goes
her
on and on.
apart.
And now you want an apology, not only from Trump, but Dana White, Joe Rogan, every sponsor of the event. And it's like, give me a break. You're in no moral position to say
It's
anything
called
right now.
Grow up
As
and
far
get
as
over it.
an ideology, you have no moral position in this matter.
I mean, I don't
None.
like it when they're I don't like it when they're doing it to anybody.
Right.
But it's
But it's
not
excused.
a one-sided bullshit. That's
It's excused when it comes from a certain angle. It's completely excused.
So
I agree with you, but I don't like
we
it.
also need to discuss the third stage of the plan was, so they're going to use drones to blow up surrounding buildings to cause the civilians to panic,
Yes.
to run, and then they're going to start sniping them, which would cause a massive response by Secret Service, Capitol Police, etc.
Correct.
And while all this was going on, they were
Right.
going to bum rush the gates of the White House, break through, and take it over. That's some movie plot shit right there.
Right.
That's White House
Olympus
down
has
for you.
fallen,
Right there.
yeah,
Yes, fallen, yep.
So the ringleader, White House UFC terror plot leader, is a Mexican illegal immigrant who overstayed his visa and received DACA protection under the Obama DHS, and it's been confirmed. Abraham Alvarez was going by the name Shepard, and he was the leader of the group.
He had his flock.
Yeah. They identified 23 individuals in the alleged terror network. Only 5 have been arrested so far. Now, all this got released via a Twix from...
I have a question here. 23 in the terrorist network, 5 been found. You bum rushing the White House with 23 people?
Yeah, they were going to be busy.
Dude,
They-
there's one sniper. There's probably a lot of snipers up on the top of the White House, especially for this event.
Mm-hmm.
And he could take out probably 23 of you.
We didn't say it was
Real
a good
easy.
plan, okay? We didn't say a good plan.
Okay. I'm just,
What I find interesting is that we talk about this issue. Never mind. I've lost it. It's gone. Sorry, people. I had a thought. It went away.
So the reason Mom
Happens
dined
when
him
you get
out.
old.
Here's the funny. So the reason Mom dined him out is because he was buying a lot of guns.
Yeah.
And they were weird, and she was like, "That's odd." And then he was saying weird stuff. So she's like, "I'm gonna dime your ass out."
So is mom an illegal also?
I have no idea. Articles I saw, they don't even talk about Mom. But the FBI did catch wind of this only a day or two prior.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Oh,
a couple of them.
shoot.
we've only caught 5?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. So out of 23, they caught 5.
Yeah.
We're not making a big deal about this at all.
No.
But January 6th, without drones, without
broke some windows.
snipers, they walked through open door.
Broke
That
a
was a
window.
big deal.
No, Meemaw needs 30 years in solitary confinement, damn it.
Yeah.
Well, we are having a very interesting guest on
We
next
are.
week. So you guys are going to have to stay tuned for that one.
Rosa DeLaura.
No, Chris Murphy.
I can't make it. I can't deal with him.
Actually, Murphy will be Chris Murphy, Dick Blumenthal, and
Baby, can we get Baby Dick too?
he might be there.
Ask Blumenthal about his
And
adventures
Larson.
in Vietnam.
Our Larson are all going to be with Chris Poulos, State Representative Chris Poulos, at the Plantsville Pocket Park on the 26th. That is down the road here in center of Plantsville, which is part of Southington for people that don't know this, to give a presentation at 10:15 a.m. Now, you're going to ask, why is this all important? Because on the 26th of June, guess where Joshua is going to be? Playing golf in the Southington Republican Town Committee golf tournament, where all the other, most of them, Republicans are going to be, because they're playing golf for, it's our fundraising event. So I just think the timing is very interesting because we start at 10 and they're having their little event at 10:15 where, as a town council, I was invited to, but I will be participating in this event. So I will not be going because I've already paid money for this.
Did you want to go?
I would have went.
Really?
Yep, you're in my town. Get out. I would have not. I would have exchanged words.
Listen, I
would have been there. So they're there because the federal government gave Plantsville, but Southington, because Plantsville's part of Southington, but they always like to be specific, some money so the center of Plantsville doesn't flood anymore. I don't know how we're going to go and do that. Some engineering, I would assume. When
Drainage.
It rains really bad.
You need drainage. Better. But
anyways, so they're coming to pat themselves on their back and probably help Larson out as a campaign stop.
I know how it's going to work. So Blumenthal and Murphy are going to be here and spew so much bullshit, it's going to elevate up, and then you build on top of the bullshit they put out.
Got it.
That's what I think.
I mean, it is a state road.
I run into
That's a
Blumenthal a
visual.
lot because he goes to veterans functions. Well, I walk away. I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
So I'm sure I'm on somebody's list already. And if I tell him what I think, I'd be on a lot more lists. So
if you're not on the list, you're not doing it right.
Yeah. If they're not,
I'm on a list.
You're on a list.
How am I on a list?
You're a gun owner.
Huh?
You own a gun store.
Huh?
You do a 2A podcast. And you're a Republican.
on the town committee.
There's lists. Trust
Politician would have been the fifth one there.
There's lists out there with your name on it.
Is it like I get like a
no
discount
prizes.
on my taxes?
No prizes.
Why that
You get.
I don't. It sounds like I don't want to be on this list,
You
guys.
get binoculars, and they look at you very closely. What are you doing?
Is that the little FBI guy's doing in my phone? Poor guy.
Hey, listen, I know already the state of Connecticut watches my videos.
That's awesome.
Oh, believe me, they watch. Let's be clear, they watch all of our videos.
But I know
Tom.
they do. I know
They
they
all
do.
do.
But I want to
They
know
all do it.
what department is watching.
And don't be surprised if you find out somewhere down the line that they shadow ban. We do.
Probably.
Don't be shocked.
It's a gun podcast, guys. Yeah,
That's a given.
Yeah, that's a given. Yeah, don't be surprised.
That's a hurdle we know we're gonna have.
So I made some shorts for our last 2A roundtable. I think they go up next week. I'm actually scheduled out like a week in advance for the shorts, which is nice. I normally don't get that prepared.
You've got way too much downtime.
No, I don't. So many podcasts we're gonna have to. We're gonna have to edit. Yeah,
I've said teach me.
You know how you say you can't teach an old dog new tricks? You can't teach an old lady AI. I've been so the previous podcast we were picking on her too.
I thought AI does it on its own.
You have to give it a prompt,
Well, I could do that.
and then it generates
And then
something.
you still got to clip things. You got to make it look nice. You know, I think our videos look pretty good, right? With our 4 little walls and our logos above us, you know.
I have not complained.
And I edited this one a little bit today, so hopefully this will come out really good because I made sure Todd's camera was at a proper angle. We're all at like the same height because sometimes Todd's camera's too close, sometimes it's too far. And then Todd's head is too big. We don't really move these 3 cameras. That's the problem. And like Todd's camera, he's just like thrown in the corner here, guys. You guys don't see this on this side, but he's like thrown over there.
Hey, nobody puts baby in the corner.
Yeah, it's like the 3 of us in the room.
We put the toddler in the
Todd's
corner
over here.
He's the redheaded stepchild.
He is. I don't think he had red hair at one point, but you do.
Listen,
I'm
it's
in
okay.
I'm in the room.
Oh, okay.
I've been called
Worse by better?
retarded plenty of times.
Yeah.
Hold on.
There you go.
There's too many buttons over
The
here.
amount of time you got.
How many
Took a while to
buttons?
get there.
You need to label those.
I used to have the label. It fell off.
Anyway, so
Are you guys still watching this?
we're having fun. Come join us.
We're only 35 minutes in. Jeez.
So we were talking about the White House. So we did the SCOTUS. What's next?
I'm wondering why that Grant versus Higgins got kicked down the road again.
Yeah, we have 1 chance left.
Two.
Two.
So it was
I wouldn't be. I'm not
today. It
surprised.
went up for cert today.
Yep.
If it doesn't get picked up today, next week.
If it has to wait, here's my thing though. Everybody's so impatient with this, and I want to see it heard too. But if they don't feel the time is right and they don't have the majority, I'm okay with waiting.
Majority within the court.
Yes.
No, it's not just. So we're concentrating on Grant v. Higgins, but there's Flanagan v. Lamont, the county case. There's a whole bunch of them, and they're all there at the same time. They're all getting pushed off.
Yes.
At what point are you going to get the perfect case? It's pretty simple. They've already, right, here's my thing. We've had Heller and Bruin. Okay? So put that up on the board. The courts of the SCOTUS has unanimously said AR-15s are in common use.
Correct.
Now, just take the case where you put those two decisions together and you're done.
Yeah. Well, they've said so far Connecticut's is the best written.
They've said it in two different cases. Now just put the damn thing together. I don't want excuses. They're there. I mean, what better case are you going to get?
The perfect scenario, a storm, would be to take all of these cases coming in and join and say, we're going to make one decision.
Yep.
That's it.
Well, that'd
be nice.
Option. Just
it'd be
slam
fantastic.
them all together and put them up there because they all have the same argument. And then just have Cameron and whoever else is involved with this on our end, since our argument is the best. Because, I mean, we made Connecticut look like a bunch of idiots when they tried to argue it at the Second Circuit.
They are.
Oh, you have no idea. Just pick it up. But again, I mean, we just had a loss. It's not really a loss. It's NSSF v. James for New York, where the court was just like, nah, we don't want to hear it. I did a whole video on it, and that's basically New York's version of HB 7042, which they call a nuisance law.
Right.
And it allows the suing of manufacturers, distributors, marketers, etc. And the Supreme Court's like, we don't want to hear it.
I'm guessing it's the way it was written.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the actual concept of what they were suing over, and I think it's sort of like when you have a case that makes sense, but you have a really shitty plaintiff, and you just don't take the case because that plaintiff is not who's going to win the case for you. So if it's not written right, take the plaintiff out of it now. But if it's not written well enough to just be solid, I would rather have it denied than have a rule wrong.
The courts didn't say it's constitutional. They didn't say it's not constitutional. They just said, we don't want to hear it.
Correct.
We don't want to get involved in this case.
Correct.
But then we have Giffords, Moms Demand Action, all these other anti-gun groups are like, see, even the Supreme Court agrees it's constitutional. We need to pass more of these laws and hold the manufacturers accountable for their products.
Let them do it. The farther down the rabbit hole they go, the more they're going to get it stuffed up their butts at some point in time. Granted, it sucks for us. I'm not saying it doesn't suck for us. But it's sort of like I'm at the point even with Connecticut. You know, we start off a legislative session and they come out with these horrific things, like many horrific things. And then it whittles down and you only get one or two really bad ones at the end of the day because, you know, we got involved and we made it a little bit better. I'm at the point now, Democrats, put it all, the kitchen sink, the microwave, put everything in that bill, put everything, pass it through. Then I got something I can fight and I won't have to worry about it.
What I want, though, is when we say, okay, you guys have this, and we can hold Glock accountable for, making Glocks. At what point will I be allowed to sue Toyota for making Toyotas?
No, it's different.
No, it's not.
But it is.
No, it's not. It's the same.
You're not listening
the premise
to the right
is
people.
But that's the thing is, when I'm like, hey, can I sue so-and-so because they're a drunk driver driving this particular vehicle and the manufacturer didn't do enough to stop the drunk drivers from driving vehicles, they look at you like something's grown out of your face, like that makes no sense.
Why would it be the car's fault?
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, what about one of our reps flipped her car and she was drunk driving?
Yep.
I think it's Hartford.
Yep.
She flipped her car.
Yep.
And I made a video and said, so now are we going to force every Honda driver in the state of Connecticut to re-register their vehicles?
Take a
It's
breathalyzer before you step in the car.
High-capacity assault weapons?
It's like,
SUVs.
Every time you get in the
That's a
car,
high-capacity
there's a
vehicle.
breathalyzer,
and
it
she's
won't
lucky
start.
she didn't kill somebody because there's video of it.
Nobody needs a vehicle that holds 9. It's common sense car control.
I understand the argument. However,
But they're going to laugh you out of court.
Correct. They're going to look at you and go, that's ridiculous. And the legislators are going to go, that's ridiculous. Well, you do it with a gun. That's different.
Yeah.
And they use that, they eat that whole face. It's like that's different. I'm confused.
They can't tell you how.
No.
They have no idea how to tell you how.
I'm like, I'm sorry, did the gun do it by itself? Well, no, it's just made for killing.
But you know, all the gun control laws that we get, all are based on emotional fodder.
Oh, absolutely.
Every bit of it, not common sense, not public safety. It's based on emotional fodder.
So
that's what it's for.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys saw the post I shared. When it comes to this, I got to scroll to it.
Should we pause for 10
Nope,
seconds?
it's right here. It's right here. So out of 193 countries on our tiny little planet, the U.S. will rank 3rd in gun violence. Did you know that?
I did not.
That's a really violent country.
I
However,
did, and now I take out the cities.
However, if you take out 5 cities, Chicago,
Yep.
Philly, Detroit, L.A., and St. Louis, we drop to 187 out of 193.
You did say this. You knew this because Sal
Oh, yes.
Semket.
Yep.
I just clipped one of these reels.
And he
they
did
just went
the
out. And
same
Sal
stats.
said the same stat.
I'm just curious what those 5 cities all have in common.
Chicago. I mean, blue.
No, that's Chirac.
They're liberal cities.
They're all liberals, run by Democrats for decades.
It's Chirac.
Massive
Chirac.
gun control.
Chicago, New York.
Nope, Chicago, Philly, Detroit, L.A., and St. Louis.
He's just
New York. St. Louis.
St. Louis, Missouri, yeah.
No, it's Missouri.
St. Louis is a.
Listen, they're all
It's a shithole.
cesspools. Now, next would be New York, Hartford, New Haven, etc. There's more cities, obviously, but
Hartford, Bridgeport, New Haven.
the top 5 are the largest cities in the country. Chicago. Chicago. Who's got the strictest gun laws in the entire country?
Chicago.
Chicago, and it's the worst. Then we have Philly. You know, brotherly love where you go there and get shot. Detroit. Well, Detroit's just
Destroyed.
destroyed. It's destroyed. L.A., they've just lost their damn minds. L.A.'s insane.
Do you think LA had voter fraud with the Spencer Pratt thing? And
No.
Oh, no.
Did you
That's
see what
not
Spencer Pratt
possible.
came out with? He came out with receipts. He's
Yeah.
like, hey, here's the fraud. And
You
they're
know,
like,
you know that
go away. Go away. He's like, no, here's all that fraud. You said never happens? He's like, here's video evidence of it. Here's signed copies of stuff. And they're like,
his AI campaign that people were
amazing.
helping on was hilarious.
oh, God, yeah.
But the interesting part, and this is something that they keep under wraps with the L.A. mayor's race. Election night, Bass, Spencer, Rahman. After the second mail-in voter dump, Rahman made it to the top.
Yeah.
They found out that 80% of those votes came from Skid Row.
Well,
Yeah.
they went around and they interviewed the
So
homeless.
they even registered.
They are registered.
No. So
They are?
here's
They mail votes. They mail ballots to everybody.
You don't understand.
Everybody.
You haven't seen how.
But if they don't have an address, how do you?
They mail it to homeless shelters, plots of land with nothing on it.
Okay.
They
Michele,
just mail
haven't
them.
you seen what the courts ruled?
No.
Okay, so here's the deal. One, they have evidence that they paid homeless people $2 per ballot. Okay?
On video.
And
Per
it's all on
ballot.
video. They come down here, they pay us, we sign off. Now, signatures.
Only $2?
$2.
It's a lot. That's a lot. If
Here's
you
the
live
deal.
down
It's per vote. Now, per vote. Now, here's what the courts have ruled. You fill out a ballot today. You post date it for election day. Valid. Okay. Now, when it comes to signature, for signature verification, they gave examples of what you're allowed to put. One of them is a smiley face. Some other cartoon characters, an X, a line. That's it. And then you just post date it to election day, turn it in, and it shall be counted.
And there's no place where they have to print their name. It just has to have the signature,
Right.
or the smiley face.
And when it came to paying them, they're not paying them for the vote. It's just a $2 donation for them to get a hot meal off the dollar menu.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that makes sense.
Doesn't it?
That's nice.
So when you have all
Do they
of
have
these
tax there? Because
ballot harvesters going down to where all the homeless people live,
Those
and they're
are
like,
brave.
hey, you look hungry. Hey, we'll give you this for a burger. All you got to do is sign this. And they just, whatever, it's already pre-filled out for
'Cause
them.
they don't care.
They don't have to do a lot of work.
Yeah.
And it's miraculous. The same amount of votes that came in at the last minute were the exact number of votes she needed to be the preferred candidate and beat out the other two.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome.
Isn't that amazing?
She was smarter
Okay.
than the other two. That's what I have to say.
this is going to sound bad. This is going to sound bad. Why don't the Republicans do it too? Beat them at their own game.
Because their ground game's garbage.
Yeah.
It's that simple. You know why? Here's the analogy I've heard in the past, and it makes sense. When Republicans have power, they use that power like a wine snob looks at alcohol. When Democrats have power, they use their power the way an alcoholic looks at alcohol.
That's true. Okay.
That's it.
Deep thoughts.
Yes.
Deep thoughts by toddler.
Well, think about it. When they have the power, Republicans are in charge. They're just, it's...
Well, that's the whole thing about
like,
small
let's
government,
slow down,
right?
Let's slow down, not go so fast, and let's nothing's gotten done. Look, Republicans control everything at a federal level right now. And what have we gotten?
Barely, and you don't, though.
What do we have gotten done?
Yeah, but you don't, because you have the filibuster, right?
What
It's each their own. Have it or don't have it, but stop bitching about it.
It's not just that. It's like you've got Thune. All he has to do is throw the filibuster out and just ram through everything. Because you know damn well when the other side gets power, what's the first thing they're going to do?
They don't, though. They had it. They had it under Obama.
Yeah, but everybody was on board with Obama. He was, hope and
No.
change.
Okay, the
Hope and
Republicans
change.
used the filibuster there.
Yes.
Okay? So...
And they've already said once they get power, they're going to remove it and ram everything
No, they
through.
won't. No, they won't. They won't.
I don't
They haven't
like
done
either side playing that game, okay? I think they just need to go down and represent the people and do the right freaking thing.
That's okay. Bernie Sanders came out today, said he wants to seize at least 5 AI companies for control.
Speaking of AI, I can't remember the name of the company, but one of the big, early AIs that got very big very fast, they just sent a letter to, I believe, somebody in the government saying that the AI needs to be shut down.
Oh, Anthropic.
Yes, that they need to shut it down.
Yeah, you know why?
Yeah.
Pure economic collapse. It was that good.
Yeah.
It's not that good, but it was that good that they're like, nope, sorry. That's going to cause economic collapse because it's only a matter of time before a lot of white-collar jobs go away. All of this stuff could just be automated.
Mm-hmm. No, it's
so
we're going to start working on an automated system to teach pistol permit classes here at Lock and Load.
Well, I just thought it was interesting that one of the big AI companies is saying, okay, can we please not do this
You
anymore?
want to hear something really scary? So that's all civilian tech. DARPA is 20 years ahead of that. Did you know that?
No.
I handled tech that I saw 20 years later on the civilian market. Like normal, regular GPS we use today, I had that way back in the day in the military.
I just remember the Jetsons and they had Rosie?
Mm-hmm.
I want a Rosie.
Okay.
Comment below if you don't know what the Jetsons are.
Listen, you want Rosie, and we're going to end up with a freaking Cylon that's just going to...
But
no, we have a lot of guns here.
It's already happened, though, because they built an AI and they're running drills. And they're like, okay, Mr. AI, we need you, military application, we need you to go here and take out this target, but here are the parameters. You can't do this, you can't do that. You can only do it in this narrow window. They're like 5 parameters. And AI was like, this is stupid. I can just do this real quick and kill them all. And they're like, no, you can't do that. You got to follow these parameters. So AI decided, in order to achieve its goal, its first target was the controllers.
Yes.
Then it would move on to the other target to just do. I'm like,
because it's artificial intelligence. They haven't figured out that artificial intelligence is, and this was awesome when it first came out. It grows and it learns as it learns more information. It learns more.
While you guys are watching this, because of AI, because of the editing.
But you sit there and you think, okay, and now they're in the panic going, wow, it's just thinking for itself. Well, not really. It's learning from what you've input and given it to learn. But that's what happens. We've watched movies for years about this shit.
Here's the thing. The Iranian war, whatever you want to call it, a lot of it was just AI ran. They just said, hey, we want to do this thing. What should we do? And they were using DARPA tech. Mm-hmm. Because, again, it's way ahead. Now, there's some articles out there where they talk about DARPA AI already has, they've reached the singularity, etc. But who knows?
I just want a Rosie before it all goes away.
What the fuck is a Rosie?
It was a little housekeeper robot.
We have Roombas.
Yes,
and this one she was about this tall and she zipped around and she did dishes.
You know what's the nice thing about the Roomba?
You have a daughter? It's about that tall.
You know what's the nice thing about a Roomba, Michelle?
I have one.
Right on top of it, 1 pound of tannerite will fit.
Yeah, and the little dust thing, right?
And you could put it outside.
Officer, he broke in. I got scared. I was so scared I shot my Roomba.
Why are there?
Why is half your house gone?
That might be fun, though. You get a Roomba that's kind of like on its last
And
legs.
we are
take it to the
now
range.
demonetized.
Or you might get a call from Roomba.
Please don't weaponize the Roomba.
I love my Roomba. I really do. I call it Bob. Yeah, that's my Roomba's name.
Well, Bob's about to boop the bad guy.
Bob vacuums for me. I love.
Look at it this way. With the right ingredients, he could take out the trash, too.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Permanently.
Huh.
But
That derailed real fast.
went sideways.
Well,
Yep.
what's the next topic?
Well, we could discuss the NSSF
Yes.
finally suing Connecticut over its Glock ban, which is a big
So
deal.
did they do that, or did they just say they were going to do
No,
that?
they
No,
filed.
They filed it.
They filed.
They
filed.
did put their feet where their mouth is.
So
and-
Michele is signing up for an SSF right now.
No. I might give a donation.
Yeah, you just do their lower tier membership.
Now, you could do that.
Yeah, well, I'm probably going to SHOT Show this year, so it saves me money, actually.
Which NSSF, which in case you don't know,
That's their moneymaker.
they're out of Connecticut.
Yes.
And they run SHOT Show,
Yes.
which honestly, for the longest time, I didn't realize that. I knew NSSF was involved. I didn't realize they were
They
in
own
Connecticut.
SHOT Show.
Right, and I didn't know I thought they were just involved. I didn't realize they ran it. I was like, wow. The one group that runs the biggest gun show on the planet is here in Connecticut behind enemy lines.
Yep.
And they're not bitching and moaning and ranting and raving more. I was like, well, that's odd.
Nobody knew they were here until Sandy Hook.
Sandy Hook, yeah.
And then all of a sudden the protests were happening and we would go and do anti-protest protests.
You know what? We're talking about SSF. Let's talk about Ruger.
Well,
They left. They're
Yeah,
gone.
Ruger's gone.
Closed it.
Quietly.
They're like, goodbye.
Yep.
Yeah,
Another gun manufacturer. Now, they weren't manufacturing here for a long time, but they had their headquarters here.
Headquarters.
It's now
Job.
gone. Good job, Tong. You got another one.
Yeah.
He's probably-
Unbelievable.
He's
All
probably
those jobs.
Who do we
Office,
have
yeah.
left? Mossberg, who has an office here.
Yeah, but it's an
Colt,
office.
which is owned by CZ, and Charter Arms.
Yep.
They're going to be gone. Don't give them time.
You got Colt and Charter
CZ,
Arms.
Yeah, I don't know how long Colt is iconic, and that's why I think they've kept it here as long as they have. But they're having
Yeah, but
issues.
most of the
You know what they manufacture here, right?
They don't manufacture here.
Yeah, they do.
They
Colt?
still do?
Yeah.
Colts
That's
are
shocking.
In
some.
Hartford,
Some,
AR-15s.
yes.
AR-15s are made here because their testing range is here. Because I interviewed for an RSO position to manage their range.
They do some of
This was years ago.
their special, custom guns. Their custom pistols, like their 1911s and stuff. I think they also do here. Yeah.
like normal CZ guns.
And Mossberg, they don't make squat here. It's
No.
just office jobs, engineering stuff.
You
like
also have standard manufacturing, which is
Yeah.
shotguns in New Britain.
Yeah, nobody cares.
Yep. No,
Um,
you do, because they make buku expensive.
You know what's
No,
sucks is
that's
Marlin.
not standard. That's
It's standard manufacturing, but they make
no. There's a shotgun place that does expensive ass shotguns. That's not standard, is it? Standard makes some shit ARs
yes,
and 19. Do they make a 19? I think they do make a 1911.
yes, they do make.
and
a
they make that
1911.
little like double shot 22 that Aaron Stewart had.
Yes,
So
that's
there you
because
go,
she was
guys.
from New Britain.
Yeah. Well, Stag left.
You mean the one? Aaron?
She showed us, right? So after the podcast, and honestly, like if she was still a candidate, I wouldn't have said this shit. But she has her own problems
listen.
now. This isn't going to be anything.
Uncle Sam took an interest in her.
Yes, they do. So she shows us afterwards, and she's like, "Oh, look, it isn't." I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's adorable." I'm like, "That's a horrible fucking gun."
She's never going to watch our podcast. She didn't really shoot. She
She
only
not watch our
she only-
podcast. She didn't want to come to the podcast.
right. But I'm telling you,
She was sick. Remember?
Us talking about this, she is not going to see it. She's busy. But even if she wasn't busy,
Yeah, she's busy trying to cover her ass right now. Here's the thing. When we went to dinner for the CCDL,
Yeah.
she showed up, she got her little photos taken, and then disappeared.
Yeah.
Who talked to everybody,
And then
chatted
sat
us
there
up.
through
Not just
most
dinner,
of the dinner until you
No,
went to the
just-
raffle part.
but he had dessert with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fazio. He sat there the whole time. He talked to people. He walked
His
around.
wife,
He mingled.
fiance,
Soon to be.
so nice.
There were very, very clear optics if people chose to look at said optics. Someone was running a
Betsy
campaign,
wasn't there.
and
But
somebody actually wanted the job. There were two, but you just had to watch it very closely. One said all the right things with nothing. It's sort of like, a balloon. There was nothing really, no real substance to it. The other one wanted the job and had substance, but didn't necessarily say the right thing or with as much, pizzazz, and couldn't flip the hair and make it look as pretty.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think Ryan looks like Clark Kent, which he doesn't
does.
like that, but I don't care.
He's
Use it,
Superman.
dude. Use it.
He's gonna be super governor.
He's got the hair, he's got the glasses.
I put that up as a post. I was like, he's the hero Connecticut needs.
That started a long time ago.
Oh, I know.
And he's like, he does.
I
He kind of
think
cringes at
I
it.
told him this. So, and I told that on a podcast, but we're walking from the convention hall where he had his little meet and greet thing at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, whatever it was. And we were going the same direction. I just happened to run into him. So I was talking to him down the hallway. And I was like, you should get one of your media people to go release a comic once a week or something use AI because it'll be quick. Just use it. Of him as Superman, right, doing something, right, with you pull the shirt apart, you got the S going on, of cutting taxes or something, whatever, pick whatever you want. But I'm like, people will like that. Look at Spencer Pratt and the freaking AI videos that came out with that. I think it's funny. I think it'll get your social media there too. Whether he does that or not, I don't know. He's got plenty of time, but
All right. Bringing it all the way back to NSSF.
No,
that
we-
derailed real freaking quick. So I think,
it derails all the time here.
I know.
Welcome to the 2A Roundtable.
So NSSF going after Connecticut. Hopefully it goes somewhere, but more and more states are dropping. Like New York, they just threw it in their budget. So now we got New York where they're banning guns that are convertible. And they've gotten, I hate to say this, they've gotten smart. Well, I should say every town got smart.
Savvy. It's
Because
savvy.
Bruin and Heller said you can't ban guns by name. And they're like, well, we didn't ban the gun by name. We just banned a component. It's the bad component. Again, nobody knows what the hell that component technically is because it's sort of subjective. Because all you have to do is just call it something else. And I honestly think if Glock tried to put forth a Connecticut SKU with a performance trigger, which is not a cruciform, I think they'd probably still throw a fit about it.
Yeah.
Probably,
Absolutely.
but on the words of what they've done, on what that law says, they can throw a fit all they want. They'd have to come back next year and try to ban it.
Well, look
that
at what
one,
they did
yeah.
to Ruger. Look what Tong did to Ruger. He goes, there's no evidence of it. There's no evidence that it will ever happen, but we don't like them, so you need to stop making these. And that's when Ruger's like, you know what? You just F off. We're going to expand the RXM. We're going to make more of them. We're going to expand the line. And then, Tong kept getting...
yeah, they make a 17 and a 45, and now they got Koas.
And
just
eventually,
went to-
Ruger goes, tell you what, this is what we got for you. They packed up their toys and they left. And they quietly
Why not?
just fire everybody and dip. I don't blame them. They just went for greener pastures.
I mean, it sucks for anybody working for Ruger.
The problem though, is you got people like Lomont. They're just like, good.
Yeah. Oh, they
That's
don't
a lot
care.
of tax dollars that just left.
Yep.
No, it doesn't
Good
matter.
jobs just left. Oh, they don't care. Those aren't the right jobs.
They will let the state burn.
Years
don't
ago,
care.
I don't know if you guys remember when they were trying to raise the pistol permit, just the pistol permit itself up in Hartford, they wanted to raise it to $300. I don't know if you guys remember when that
Oh, yeah.
I
happened.
thought it was higher than that, but
It's like 400
So-
and something, I thought,
yeah,
but whatever.
thought it was
I
40s.
went up to Hartford and did testimony in front of the financial committee because that was the one, because this was money and we had to do that. And I ended mine at that point in time with, what are you going to do when the people, you keep putting more and more burden on the citizens? This time it's on a pistol permit. Next time it's going to be, and I had said electricity or whatever, not knowing what we were really doing with Eversource. And I said, what are you going to do when the people actually paying their taxes leave? Because they are going to start leaving. This is before the big exodus. They're going to be leaving, and there's going to be no one here to turn the lights off. And all of these people that you're appeasing and saying we're going to give free shit to, where are they going to get their money from? And here we are today.
You know where else that just
They don't
happened?
care.
You know where else it just happened? Seattle.
Yes.
To protect the homeless.
Yes.
Seattle jacked taxes up on everybody. Bellevue didn't, which is right across.
Yep.
Right across. Same economy, same weather. Everything's the same. They're just like, we're not going to tax the shit out of people. Everybody just packed up out of Seattle and went straight to Bellevue. And Seattle's like, what are you doing? Yeah, well, you can't do that. Like, now we're gone. Now they have no money.
That's what happens. You elect a socialist, you're going to get socialist policies.
Yeah. I just thought it was funny.
Be careful because we do have Elliot still primary.
You would think these states would learn, like, hey, we shouldn't do that, right? And it's like,
no, they double down.
Jacking up the prices on
Crime
like
out
the
of control.
permits and everything.
It's the low hanging fruit, the
What-
stuff that they think, because they know at the end of the day, if you want a permit, you're going to bitch, you're going to complain, but we're going to pay the damn price
That's what
because
they're
we
saying.
want the goddamn permit.
Look at the argument. It's like, Michelle, we're not saying you can't get
Right.
a permit. We're just
it's going to cost you more.
You've got to pay.
You got to do your share.
If you
Pay your
if
share.
you want to carry a gun, you need to pay because that means you really want to carry your gun.
Yes, and that's your privilege.
And then you have to pay for a permission slip for your rights.
Yes.
Only right.
Yes.
Out of all the rights we
It will
are
make
given by God, it's the only one where we have to ask Daddy for permission because we all know if they jacked up permit fees to say $1,000 every 5 years, it would stop criminals. Right? Because when they kept our magazines at 10 as
Right.
law-abiding citizens, it was to stop the criminals.
Well, it's always to stop the
When we
criminals.
ban
It's for
when we
safety.
ban the cruciform trigger bar, it's to stop the conversion of guns by who?
Glock owners.
Yeah, apparently.
I get being respectful to these guys, like when you're growing up and testifying, but then there's that little like devil that pops in your shoulder, and I just want to be like, are you fucking stupid?
I've seen it. I've
Like,
seen people do that.
In
They just lose their shit. And they're like, I come up here every year and I'm so freaking pissed. And are you guys ever going to listen? And why am I bothering? I'm here probably for the last time to tell you guys enough is fucking enough. And I've watched them walk away and I'm like, well, I don't think they got very far with that one.
But here's the thing is, again,
but you could speak nice to them, and they still don't fucking listen.
We're at a point
So
now.
like I said, when we're at dinner, and I was talking to the unnamed politician that was sitting right next to me. I'm not trying to.
It's out there already. We did a video on it. So Ryan Fazio.
No, not Fazio.
Oh,
He was
Samson. Senator
next
Rob
to me.
Samson.
And I was like, I don't understand why you had all these people that say no. You have a small number that say yes. And they're like, we're going to do the will of the people and push it through anyways. And he looked me square in the eye and goes, because they don't care what you have to say.
No.
They don't care about you as a constituent. They do what they want.
They're power hungry and you don't
I'm
matter.
like, bro, you just said that out loud. I mean, granted, I know that's
Have you
not
watched any
how
of the press
he runs
conferences?
it. And I'm
They're
like,
saying it out loud all over the place.
It's pretty sad because it really blackpills the shit out of you. It's like, what's the point then? Why do anything? Because it doesn't matter. You could have every single gun owner say no. Look, everybody says no on jacking up the electric rates, and
But
they just do it anyways.
I'll tell you what's the difference, at least for me, and this is what I tell people all the time because I have been hearing for a long time, it doesn't matter. You're right, it doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, if you do nothing,
You have no room to
down.
bitch.
You've laid down and said, sure, do whatever you want. You're not going to listen to me anyway, so it doesn't matter. If you at least do something, write your testimony, have your say, put your foot where your mouth is, at least then you can go, you know what? I did everything I goddamn could, and damn it, I'm trying.
You know what it comes down to, though? We're going to pack up our stuff.
Yes.
We're going to leave Sodom and Gomorrah behind.
Yep.
And I hope it all burns.
Yes, that's on my way. Yes, rearview mirror.
On my way out, look, it's on fire. Sucks for them. Keep going.
60
Just make
miles
sure you
an
don't
hour.
look back like Lot's wife and turn to salt.
That's right.
Very true.
Well, it's Connecticut. What would you turn into, like nutmeg or something?
I think they lost that too. I don't know what we'd turn into. Blue hairs? I don't know.
Permit holders are there in Connecticut. What's the guesstimate?
300,000.
Yeah, right
about
about 300. I think it's just under because they just had purged it with a bunch of
All right,
people that
so
left.
It's
take-
under 10%. It's
Okay.
under 10% because 90% of the states.
Okay,
Either
so
no-
I'm
not
going to
interested or
use the number
anti-gun.
like 270 because like,
You like that number?
well, no, I'm going to go give a certain percentage are left-leaning people, right? So of the 300,000, let's go say 30,000 are left-leaning people, okay, politically speaking. If 270,000 people showed up at the Capitol, that would say something. That will never happen. If they went out and voted, that would make a difference. Okay.
Years ago, it didn't make as much of a difference, but today it does.
That's because they're not going out and voting.
That's
They
why.
may not be registered to vote. I think CCDL has their numbers of how many people are gun owners and how many are registered to vote, and it is a fraction. And then how many actually vote is a fraction of that.
Here's the deal.
It is fucking insane.
It's disgusting.
How would you guys get on board with this? Election day is election day.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Day. And barring like military deployments, I get that.
You
no problem.
always had an absentee ballot. If
Yes.
you were not going to be here,
Hospitals, yes.
Yes, not universal mail-in. But,
Correct.
okay, we have election day,
Yes.
and it's a national holiday. Everybody gets a day off. So there's no excuse to take your ass down to the poll station and cast your ballot. I'd be on board with that.
It actually,
Yeah, they won't do it, though. Democrats would never win.
Yeah.
Ever.
that's true because
Just like when they redistrict. Right now we're going through all these redistrictings. When you look at the numbers, a certain side, it's going to be almost impossible for them to ever win again.
Yes.
And especially now with the DOJ saying we're going after the states that have gerrymandered to the point to where they have zero representation for half the state.
Are they coming here?
All of New, yes. They said they're looking at New England.
That would be lovely.
They said, how the hell do you have 47% of the people voting one way with zero representation?
Yeah.
That
Well,
makes
one technically.
no sense.
One technically. Collins, Maine.
No, at a but at the federal level, it's like
Yeah.
No,
It
Collins,
makes no-
Maine.
yeah.
One Senate seat.
one.
Just one Senate seat.
Hillary makes no sense.
No.
0 House seats.
Zero.
So
Zero.
they're looking into it because New England has gerrymandered itself into a position where we are, I remember when Connecticut used to be red.
Yeah.
Pepperidge Farms remembers. On that note, I think we've hit our wall here.
Yeah. We've been here for a while, guys. Thanks for staying.
Been here a while. I'll be
There's
right,
no one watching us right now.
I will be
They
right
dropped
back.
off an hour ago.
I'm going to be right back here in the morning doing my little song and dance for everybody.
Yes, you will. Teaching a class.
That's right. And we're going to celebrate Juneteenth.
Juneteenth. Good. Good.
You guys won't see this video until probably a week after that. So
So Todd celebrated.
he did.
Keep that in
Listen, I
mind.
never even heard of Juneteenth till I was an adult. I was like, what's that? And then someone had to explain to me. I was like, oh, man, never heard of that stuff. No, I didn't learn about it in school. I asked Mrs. Guru, I was like, did you learn about this? Because she's out west. She goes, never heard of it.
I
don't
had
know.
never heard of it. My
But-
daughter was talking about it because she came
Yeah.
home from school with it. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
I mean, I think it's pretty cool that, the Army rolled up into Texas. They're like, yo, you need to stop. I was like, okay, yeah, that's pretty cool. But again, I'm like, I never heard of it. So it must not be that big of a deal till recently.
Well, because it wasn't it Biden that actually made it a
Yeah.
national
Biden
holiday?
made it a holiday. Yeah.
Yeah, Biden did that. Biden did that.
real quick, and then we can close on this. I have opted, because my birthday falls on a Saturday, I have opted to teach because I don't really care. But I do turn 50.
That's a number.
Does anyone know Todd's birthday?
No.
That's your job.
Okay, so tune in for the next one. We throw cakes at
Todd's
Todd
face.
for his birthday.
50
I have a gun,
cupcakes
Oh, wait,
incoming.
It's the Lego gun.
Wait.
and I'll use it.
Hi, Josh.
I'm Michelle.
I'm a girl.
It's got 6 bullets. Each of you
Equality.
Not this. I'm a girl.
get 2. Yeah, equal opportunity.
Yeah. To dodge the bullet.
If they don't go very far, I don't even think it can reach you. It's like
Sweet.
you probably
I'll
hit
be
the computer. You got to aim up so it kind of arcs over.
What time is that? I need to clip that. You're going to see in the thumbnail just
Right in the beginning, it's her dance.
with the laugh. There we go.
Okay. Time to
All
go.
right. So my name's Josh from Lock and Load Firearms.
I'm Michele from Patriot Wear Holsters.
I'm Derek from Connecticut Gun Bench.
I am Todd, the gun guru.
Yes, he is.
The
That's
gun
right.
guru,
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
who's going to be turning a half a century on Saturday.
It's the
I
beginning
mean,
of the
he's
end.
got the gray looking like he's already had that century. So
I like 50. Get a 50 BMG for your birthday. Tell Mrs. Guru.
It's useless. There's nowhere to shoot it
Doesn't
here.
I
you
need
go
one.
to Tennessee.
I
I
didn't,
do.
I didn't get one for mine. You should have one for yours.
Man, you guys are fucking old. All right. Have a
Anyway.
great night, guys. See you later. Bye.